Hello, everybody out there. So for today's video, I wanted to do a video on your mental state. And obviously it's a pretty broad topic. Your mental state can range from a lot of different things, and also putting the words ideal in front of mental state. So ideal mental state is kind of a very subjective thought process. And also, to be honest with you, the title that I thought about putting in the video was going to be way too long, so it won't be the title for either of the videos, either live or on YouTube. But the title would have been something along the lines of your ideal mental state when processing events that are happening in your life and how you approach and view these events that occur. Which, again, is way too long of a title for a video on any platform, so we're going to go with ideal mental state. So for today's actual video though, had recently been talking to some friends, two different extremes on how they process events that are going on in their lives. So definitely talking to them kind of encouraged me to make the video and kind of just break down what I saw them doing and then kind of what I think I have tried to implement in my life, especially this year. I know in 2020 with COVID and all the other craziness, I wasn't really 100% on it. I'm not gonna lie, the way that I process stuff was actually pretty negative and pretty bad sometimes. But I know that 2021, I had the goal of processing things in what I considered to be like a healthy way, and kind of just a healthy way to view events that were going on in my life. So, excuse me, without further ado, I'm gonna jump into actually what's going on. So, had one friend who was telling me how they were stressed out and they were freaking out about their work and their relationships and their family and their free time, and just everything going on around them was stressing them out. And I was asking them, so like as far as like work goes, as far as like friendships, family, your free time, like what of that can you control and what of that can't you control? And of course the initial question was like, well, what do you mean? Like what can I control and what can't I control? And I said, well, like for work, what's stressing you out? And they said, well, I'm working too much, so I'm not having free time. And, you know, my initial response was, okay, like, can you change that? Are you in control of that? Like, can you work less? Can you work maybe harder during your day so you don't have to work as much, so you have more free time with your family, with your kids? Like, can you switch your shifts around? Like, what can you control? And of course he says, well, yeah, I mean, like, I could work less. I just don't tell my boss that I won't come in. Which makes me tired, so I don't really always have all the free time that I want to have, and the free time that I do have, I'm tired. So again, I told him, well, you can obviously control those things, so that's a positive step. From there, I kind of said, okay, like what about like your relationship with family? And same kind of thing where he had a cousin that him and him, they had a falling out and were arguing. And it was because his cousin was pissed off basically that he wouldn't loan him money. And with that situation, I was kind of like, okay, man, like, do you have the money to loan him? And he said, well, no, like, to be honest, I don't. Like, I can't loan him, $1,000 right now. So I said, okay, so it's something that's outside of your control. Have you expressed to him that you can't do that? And he said, well, yes, I have. Sure enough, I said, okay, if you told him that you can't loan him the money, you've already done your part. From there, you can't change the way he feels. You can't change the way he interacts with you, and you can't control what he ends up doing. But again, like I said, my friend is the type of person who, if everything doesn't fall in line, if it's not exactly the way he wants it to be, if something's off, if someone does something that he doesn't want them to do, if things don't work out exactly the way that he wants them to work out, then he's not happy, he's upset, he's frustrated, he's stressed out. And I let him know, like, ultimately that's not the best way to handle it. Like, there are some things that you can control and some things that you can't control. And if you can control it, you need to do what you can do to, overcome the problem, overcome the issue that you're facing, work through it. Sorry, I'm dying today. Overcome the problem, work through for a solution. And if something that you already tried to overcome or something that you can't actually like work through and it's not something that you control, then you gotta let it go. So that's like the one extreme. And on the other end, we have a lot of people. I have a family member. This person wasn't actually a friend, I guess. A family member who I was talking to, and we were talking about them looking for a new job. And they said that they were looking for a new job, and that what else was it? They were looking for a new job, and they were looking like to move to a new state because they wanted to get out of where they were and they wanted to find a new job. And that's what they told me. And so I said, okay, like, what have you done? And they're like, oh no, I really haven't done anything yet. Like I really haven't like looked into like, you know, renting a U-Haul, and I haven't looked into like an apartment to move into, and I really, you know, I've applied a few places. And I was like, oh, okay, so like, do you want to move? Do you want to get a job in the new city that you want to live in? Like, what's your plan? And they're like, I don't really have a plan, you know, just kind of going with the flow. Same thing. Hey, how's your girlfriend doing? Same kind of response. Oh, you know, we're not together anymore. I was like, oh, when did that happen? They just seem so nonchalant. Oh, you know, it was like a week or two ago. And I'm like, oh, okay. Why'd you guys break up? Oh, I don't know. You just, you know, it happens. Just, you know, on to the next one. So I'm not gonna lie to you. This person did not come to me to vent or to express that emotion, but talking to them kind of gave me the other idea of the spectrum. So we have someone who stresses out over everything they can control, and they stress out over everything they can't control. And then we have someone over here who does the exact opposite. They don't stress about stuff they can control. They don't stress about stuff they can't control. And they're kind of just living in the go with the flow, day by day. And that's actually what I was told, is that I take it, you know, one day at a time. While I have my friend over here who's saying that I have my, you know, my 10-year plan and I know exactly what I got to do and da-da-da-da-da. So I feel like at the end of the day, sorry, like I said, I'm dying. Like it's going to happen. We have people who have to be in control of everything, and it doesn't matter what it is. And we have people over here that don't have to be in control of anything and are just taking it every day at a time and just big chilling. And I don't think that either of these are horrible things, but what I do believe is that there is a more of an ideal way to, like I said, an ideal mindset, an ideal way to process, this is what I said in the title of the damn video, an ideal way to process things that are occurring in your life and how you interact with them and how you react to them, rather. So when I came into this year after COVID year and all the other crazy shit, I'm not gonna lie, I fell into category A, where I stressed out about everything, whether I can control it or not. But I sure as hell know a lot of people that do category B that don't stress about shit. So when I came into 2021, my thought process was exactly kind of what I started to say to my friend over here, which was everything that I can control. And by I can control is it's literally something that I can do, and I am the only person who's affecting that outcome. It's not me being in a relationship where the other person has to love me, do nice things to me, you know, want to be in a relationship with me, not cheat on me, all that shit. So I'm giving you like the analogy within like this thought process is in the relationship, I'm going to treat them nice. I'm going to love them. I'm going to respect them. I'm not going to cheat on them. I'm going to be a good significant other. If they don't decide to do that back, I can't stress over that because that's not something I can control. All I can control is being the best version of myself in every single area of my life. So same thing for me, especially a lot of times it was stress over work, and I wanted to control other people and make sure that they were doing exactly what I needed them to do to get the outcome that I wanted to get. But this year I really focused on, I'm going to do what I have to do my job, can control my actions, put in my 110% into work, and everybody else is going to have to do what they got to do, which sounds so weird to think about when you first start getting into this mindset. But everybody else is going to have to do what they have to do because I can't control whether they do it or not. At the end of the day, I really actually cannot. And neither can anybody else. All you can do at the end of the day is control your actions. Again, I literally just said this, but I'm like repeating for like effect. Is all you can do is control your actions. All you can do is control you putting in 110%, whether it's into your relationships, family, work, hobbies, sports, I don't know, fucking playing Call of Duty. Doesn't matter. If it's something that you want to be good at or something that you want to improve at, you can put 110% into it. But at the end of the day, you have to also be willing on the other end of the spectrum to be able to let go of the things you can't control. Again, like in a relationship, I can't make my significant other decide that they want to love me or be with me anymore. I can't. All I can do is be 100% at being their significant other, put 100% effort in, be the best Ethan Dean that I can be, and that's what I can do. Same thing with my job. At the end of the day, I'm going to put 110% into it. But at the end of the day, I cannot control everybody else, and I cannot always control the outcome of everything. That's 100% the truth. So like I said, you have to get to this point in time where you give shits about things that you can control. Like, I think most people do that. I think most people, I'd say most. I don't feel like most people aren't always in B. Like they might fluctuate in and out. But I feel like most people stress out at least a little bit about shit they can't control, which is like understandable. Like I still don't think that you should stress out about it. I think that you should realize you're gonna do what you gotta do, and then that's it. As long as you can tell yourself, be honest with it, fuck telling everybody else. Fuck everybody else. As long as you can look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I put 110% into this. That is what matters, because that means that you have done what you can control. You have controlled the outcome as much as you possibly can. And I don't know the expression, but it's like the dice will fall where they lie, or lay where they fall, or some shit like that. But basically, like, whatever happens is what's going to happen. And again, like, you have to be willing to not stress out about the outcomes of every single thing that you cannot control. Like, it's just the way that it is. That's life. And I'm telling you, if you can get in that mindset of like I said, I can take care of this, but I can't take care of this. And you're like just pushing through these things, like literally just like, can take care of this, but I can't take care of this. And I can take care of this, but I can't take care of this. Like just being in that mindset will help you be a more positive, happy individual. And at the end of the day, when you get home, at the end of the day, at the end of your life, like legit, like holistically speaking, you'll be in a position where you know that you did everything you could do, and you didn't stress out and give yourself fucking ulcers and freak out about shit that you couldn't control. So you have the best of both worlds. And I know a decent part of this video, it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I'm really trying to I can't think of the right word. I'm really trying to accentuate like what I'm trying to say. Because at the end of the day, it's not like a super crazy like idea or topic, but I literally said I was talking to a friend, talking to a relative, and I just thought to myself like, wow, we have people that are, always stressed, and people that just are never stressed. But if we could just find the happy medium of controlling what we can control, and then being okay that some things are outside of our control and just letting that shit go, we'd be a lot happier, a lot more positive. And like, again, I think it's an ideal mindset of how we, like I said, are approaching things that are occurring and coming to us, and how we're reacting to those things on a daily basis. Again, it's kind of a quick video, which is positive, because I feel like sometimes I rant on and sometimes I don't rant on. So it's just like, again, the dice fall where they lie, or whatever I'm gonna look up that expression when we're done. So that is what I have for right now, guys. I am going to answer questions live on Facebook Live and Twitch, assuming that my Twitch doesn't freak out, because it looks like it might. If you do want to ask questions live on Facebook or Twitch, I stream Mondays and Wednesdays, usually at 7:30 p.m. Central, and Saturdays, usually like 5:30 or 6 Central Time in the afternoon, not in the morning, because that's crazy. If you don't want to ask a question live, feel free to message me directly on whatever platform you choose. The whole goal of doing this channel is to help 100 million people in small ways and in big ways, whether that's brightening somebody's day, or whether it's by completely changing their life, or somewhere in the middle where it's making someone's relationship with their mom, dad, significant other better. So that's really what I'm trying to do. So I love to answer questions. I love when people, like the video I did on Monday, someone asked me a question who watches me on YouTube. So I wanted to, film my response, film my answer to their question. I don't always have to do videos on the questions, but if you want me to, or you don't want me to, let me know as well. Again, like I said, the goal is to help 100 million people, which is a crazy number. But the best and fastest way to do that is if people share the content. At the end of the day, if you feel like someone will get a little bit of helpfulness or usefulness from this video, or feel like that you did, I would ask you to please share it, whether you want to share it on your page, or whether you want to tag somebody in this video on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or God knows where else you can find it, maybe even Instagram. But at the end of the day, if you want to do that, I would greatly appreciate it, just so more people can see it, because the more people see the content, the more people can help. And again, even if it's in small ways, it still counts towards helping 100 million people. So that is what I have. I'm going to answer live questions now. So for the, I don't know what I want to call it yet, and I'm like really stuck on this, and I don't know why I care so much, but I kind of do. So I don't know if I want to go with like the YouTube friends, or if I want to go with like the greater than crew, or like what I want to go with, but we're just going to go with whatever for now. So for everybody that's watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. Until next time, guys, stay healthy, stay safe. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye.